Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm gonna go ahead and get our very special live going, but I'd like to know who is here. So please, guys, don't be shy. We have these intimate travel chats weekly. And this month we are doing something extra special by having a special guest. And I'll introduce her in a moment. But before we do that, I just want to know who is here. And type in the chat where you are watching from, where you are watching from in the chat. So I'm Paris Brookins. I am here in hot Atlanta. I don't know what the weather is like where you are, but it is slowly becoming fall here in Georgia. But it was up to 80 degrees, so I don't think we're gonna get there anytime soon. So feel free to come off of mute or type in the chat where you are watching us from. Okay, Shantae, I love how you have your name. So Shantae is from Miami. All right, Miami. Great, great. Oh, we just lost someone, so hopefully they'll be joining us. Feel free to tell your friends to join us. Share it out. So Krystal, tell me where you're watching from today.
I am here in the suburbs of Chicago, and like you, it's slowly becoming fall. I don't want it to be fall. I like the summer. Mother Nature played with us and waited, but it probably got up to almost 80, about 80 today too. So I'm loving it. To me,
Wow.
the hotter the better.
Chicago. So you guys have our Atlanta weather. That's something else. All right. So Shantae, I love Miami. One of my favorite places. We're neighbors. So but we'll kick things off today because I don't want to keep you guys long. It is Thursday. We are at the end of August, and I want to officially again welcome you to our Posh Getaways Escape. This is our fall summer series. We do this every month. Every month we've been going live. But I took a break last month for vacation, guys. I took some vacation for self-help. Yes, I took a cruise and I slowed down a bit. And it made me realize it's really important that we talk about our health, especially as women and women over 40. I know I am over 40 in the perimenopausal club. And so I know we have to do a little bit more to just keep ourselves healthy and active. And I want to live a long life. I don't know about you, but I do. And so I decided that instead of our typical travel chats, we're going to invite a special guest coach, wellness and health coach, Krystal Taylor, to come in and talk about the importance of being fit, being healthy, so you can be your best self, not only on your vacation, but in your everyday life. So again, I want to welcome Krystal Taylor, who is the owner of Fitness is Not a Game. So welcome to Posh Travel Chat, Krystal.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me again, Paris. It's so good to be here. I'm
And I
so
want to say
excited.
welcome back. Welcome back. So if you're watching this on replay, Crystal's been with us before and I love the conversation. So I'm so glad you were able to come back and talk to my community.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought me back because it is such a conversation to be had. You and I have had many personal conversations about this, so it's good that we're having it in woo, that's that menopause tongue. That's why I tell people when words start like fighting to come out. But I'm glad that we're
Mhm.
having it in a more public forum because I'm quite sure there it will resonate with people who are watching, with the ladies who are watching.
Yeah. Well, awesome. So we'll talk more about kind of why, what you put together for the group and
Hmm.
why fitness is not a game.
Hmm.
But first, I'll introduce myself for those that may not know me. So I'm the founder and CEO of Posh Getaways by Paris, and our mission is to help you all celebrate your special occasion in a posh destination without the headache of organizing group travel. So our mission is to show you the world, help you live life fully. And I can't do that if you're not able to fully enjoy your vacation. Right. I decided to do something different because after seeing a lot of my clients on some of our cultural tours, like our trips to Africa, we're going to Ghana, as you know, this December, and some of our other places like Greece that has a lot of cobblestones and a lot of walking. that I want my people, my ladies to be able to keep up. And so I realized we need to talk about energy, stamina, and then things to do on your trip so that you don't miss out on anything with health challenges. So I've also seen people have to cancel trips because of health, or worse, on a trip, something happens and you end up in the hospital.
Yeah.
And that has happened to me actually twice now, Krystal,
Hmm.
where someone, I think it was their blood
Uh,
pressure got really high.
mhm.
And during post COVID world, you don't know what's going on, right? They were just not feeling well. They ended up going to
Yeah.
the hospital, but we want to do some preventive. I'm all about being preventive, and so I would love for you to share kind of why fitness is not a game.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your company and some let us know some things that these our travelers can do to be fit for
Yeah.
travel.
Yeah. So it's so interesting. The name of the business itself actually came from the first real product I made. I created some exercise playing cards. And I was trying to think of a name for it. And I was like, it has to
Yeah.
be something cheesy that people will remember. And so that's what I named the cards. Fitness is not a game because they're real deal playing cards. But then after I named the deck that, I was like, you know what? Because you're a business owner, things change. There have been many iterations of this business name, but when I
Mm.
hit that, I felt like it resonated so much and it represented how I feel about our health. Like we cannot play with it, but you should have fun. I'm a firm
Mm.
believer that you should have fun in everything you do, everything, including getting healthier.
Absolutely.
So that's why I was like, okay, I like the name. Um, so but then it kept growing because initially I was just training and coaching ladies virtually online. But then I realized I needed to do a lot more. Um, because I was online way before COVID. A lot of
Mm.
coaches and
Training and
trainers.
coaching online. Nice.
Yeah, I started online. And the reason why I started online, well, actually, so officially started online. So when I first realized I wanted to get in this space, I just put a feeler out there. No, actually, I reached out to my friends first because I would just train people in my basement. But then I realized I was like, I can only train so many people in my basement because not everybody's coming to my house. So I was looking for a physical space, but then
Mm-hmm.
I realized that that even limited me to the Chicago area. And I was like, I want to be able to help anybody anywhere. So I just threw a filler out there on Facebook and was like, hey, would anybody want to work with a virtual trainer? And that's how it started. And that was probably in 2015, 2016, something like that.
Love that. The
Yeah.
concept of a virtual trainer.
Yeah.
Actually discovered my first I don't it's a little mix between virtual trainer, but I found my trainer during COVID.
Mm.
And she did home visits, but it was just
Oh,
101.
ah,
But I would have loved a virtual aspect because we stopped training because of it, because
yeah.
it wasn't.
And
Uh,
that's why I put everything into an app because I know that most people, they're like, just tell me what to do and I'll do it. Right. So that way in the app, depending on what time of day worked better for them, I didn't have to say, hey, meet me at 11 o'clock. They just knew whatever time it fits. So that's how it started with the online. And then when COVID hit, I really took that seriously because it was hurting my heart how many Black and brown people were dying from COVID versus our counterparts.
mhm.
And so that's when I started the Black Health and Fitness Revolution because I was like, we have to do better to take care of ourselves, just holistically.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
this is I guess something I'm also passionate about,
Mhm.
although you don't see everyday people making the connection between travel and
Oh,
health, but I absolutely see that connection. Can you speak a little bit about why it is so important between the travel and the health side of things? For
yeah.
those that, may not realize it, how
Yeah,
it
the first
impacts you.
time. I realized how important it was. I was in Zanzibar. Zanzibar just sounds so. I can never just say Zanzibar. I always have to go Zanzibar
Oh
because it
yes,
just
you go
sounds
to
so exotic
Zanzibar.
and lovely, right? But I went to Zanzibar with a group of friends, um, and we were going to this restaurant that was known for like their food and their tea, and it was at the top of a hotel. No, as they say, as the kids say, no elevators. So we had to
Mm,
walk up these stairs, and it was probably 5 or 6 flights, but they weren't
mm,
our regular stairs. They were very steep stairs. And I remember I was in the front of all of my friends and I was talking them through it, put your whole
mm.
foot on the stair, lean forward, and I realized I was like, and some of them had to take breaks. So we stopped, all right, let's get it. But then we kept
Deep
going.
stairs.
And when we
Mm.
got to the top, the view was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And I remember thinking, and somebody said it while I was thinking, was like, I would have hated to not have been able to experience this because I couldn't make it up the stairs. And I was like, exactly. And I thought about that. I was like, how many people missed out
Yep.
on this because they couldn't do it? So I was like, you have to
Yeah.
be physically fit because my thing is, I don't want to miss out on any opportunity. And
Mm-hmm.
then when then I went to Egypt, going into the pyramids, there was a group of, I think there were maybe 20 of us, maybe, and
Mm-hmm.
only a handful were able to get up to the top of the pyramid because they couldn't bend over that long or their knees were hurting them. And I was like, they are missing now. Mind you, when you get to the top of the pyramid, if anybody's been to Egypt, you realize that it's just like, this is it. But to still say I was in
Yes.
the pyramid,
A
like
once in a lifetime,
it's
that is the seven
exactly.
wonders of the world. You can't miss it. You can't go
It
that far and not go to the top.
Exactly. And I know one
Mm-hmm.
lady, she tried, she got in there, she took 5 steps and turned right back around. She was like, I can't do it. And I just felt so bad for the people who had to miss out or going somewhere else and people are canceling and they're asking, like we were in Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, when we went to the not the rainforest. It's gonna come to me. The it's like
Yeah,
a
I'll
tropical
start naming
garden.
some islands. Antigua, Costa Rica,
Look, and people are like, well, how much
Lucia.
walking is it? I'll meet y'all back here at the bus. I'll be down here at the bus waiting. And I'm just like, you are missing out because you can't walk. You don't feel comfortable walking that distance. And so that's when I was like, okay, I need to help people get ready for these trips so that they don't miss out on these opportunities. Because for me, it's all about the experience. To be able to
Uh-huh.
tell the stories, to hear the stories, to see the sights. It's just,
This
yeah.
this is such an important topic because I realize we really don't talk about this, and
Mm,
certainly in the travel community. And it took a few times for me to see and me to feel sad for my clients that are missing out.
yeah,
Maybe they had to miss an afternoon. And if you've been on a Posh Getaway, you know I got something to do every day,
yeah.
unless it's a planned free day. But I want you guys to see everything. And so we
Mm,
try to maximize our trip. So sometimes we're driving, we're riding, but it's
mhm.
on and off. And although I may not think it's a lot of energy, it could be a lot of energy if someone has been
Yeah,
sedentary a lot. And
yeah.
so I think it's good that if people are mindful, perhaps say, before you book a trip, maybe a year out, there are things that you can do
Hmm.
to prepare for that. Not only with your trip, right? You're
Yeah.
excited, you're looking forward to that. But I really want to make sure my people that are diabetic or have high
Hmm.
blood pressure or any other chronic condition or anything really,
Yeah.
asthma, do you have any tips for them for kind of maintaining or keeping their energy up and stamina up while they're traveling or to prepare for traveling?
It sounds counterproductive. And as you were talking, I
Mm,
was thinking about the people who would skip entire days because they were so wiped out from the previous day's activities. Like you're still missing out on stuff,
mm,
right? Um, but it sounds counterproductive. But one of the best ways to keep your energy up during a trip is to exercise while you're on vacation. And it doesn't have to be a
yeah.
scheduled workout all of the time, but just moving our bodies, it helps to give us adrenaline, right?
Hmm.
Being mindful of what we're eating. Now, I'm pulling
Mm.
my mic closely because I'm being dramatic. I always tell people, you see me pull my mic close, I'm being dramatic. I don't believe in clean eating, definitely not on vacation. I am a person who believes in enjoying all of the local flavors. Like let's try it out,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but also still controlling what you can control when it comes to eating, right? So if you're doing breakfast at the hotel, typically breakfast at the hotel is good, but it's not like you're like, "Oh, I gotta have." So for breakfast, eat leaner proteins, cleaner proteins, and some good refined, complex carbs. Depending on where you are, every country is different, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
you're not gonna get oatmeal everywhere, so I
That's
would say controlling that, drinking your water, staying and
mm,
sleeping when you can, right? So if you're traveling from location to location, go ahead and take a quick nap on the bus, right? So that
yep.
when you get to the location, you are rested, making sure that you are stretching when you get back to your rooms. That's something else I've done on trips that I go on. I grab the people and collect them together, like, hey, I'm about to stretch. Who wants to stretch with me? Just
I
to
love
give
a
your
good
legs, yeah,
workout.
your body some love. Yeah, you got to respect it and take care of it.
You've said so many things. So, fun tip. I love that you said you don't really diet, if you will, when you're on
Mm-mm.
vacation, right? Enjoy your meals, but in moderation. So it's being
Mm-hmm.
mindful. I am as the planner, I do take effort in variety, trying to find a
Mm-hmm.
variety of foods and things for our vegetarians or
Mm-hmm.
pescatarians and or lighter foods. So I do think at an all inclusive they'll have a couple of options,
Mm-hmm.
but sometimes people may just go overboard. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. Do you balance it with carb counting or just get that workout or extra work? If you do have that meal and dessert, do you just take an extra workout or
No,
walk around?
yeah, there we go. I don't believe in doing extra workouts because when we do that, it's like we're trying to earn the food, right? We're saying, "Oh, I ate this, so I have to do this," and
Mhm.
that mindset is a little stressful. So, what I would encourage is on those days where you just have a good old time, because I will have a good old time too. Try to be as active as possible. Don't skip out on it. If it's a walking tour or bike riding tour, go for that. But even then, so something else I like to do, I like to call them sneaky workouts. This is what I also do if I don't plan on working out on vacation, right? Sometimes I don't, because a lot of the trips that I go on, they're active anyway. And please understand that the whole goal is to just stay busy and to stay active. It's not about doing the workout. But if you do feel you want to add a little extra, something I do, Paris, when I'm traveling, when I go to the restroom, I do 10 squats every time I go to the restroom. While I'm washing
Sounds
my,
so easy.
it's so easy. When I'm washing my hands, I'm doing calf raises,
Hmm.
or when I'm brushing my teeth. I just find little ways to add a little extra movement. And if you think about it, going to the restroom, you're going to go to the restroom at least 5 times a
Hmm.
day. So that's 50 squats. Your legs are your biggest muscle. So the more you work them, the longer you burn calories. So that's,
Wow.
yeah. So if nothing
10
else,
squats.
yeah, doing squats, doing straight leg kickbacks, side leg raises. Anytime I'm stationary, I'll do something like that. And then if I have time, like in my room, especially like if I'm waiting on my roommate to get ready, or if I'm just a little early, just do some wall push-ups to also work my upper body. I mean, it's
Ooh,
so
wall push-ups.
simple.
Okay.
Yeah, it's so simple. You don't have to make it excessive, because what I don't want is for anyone to be on vacation and feel stressed out by the need to work out. That's not the goal. If you're on an active trip, do that. But if you know you're on a
Hmm.
sedentary, relaxing type trip, add those few things in with, doing your squats. And I'll tell you this too, because I love a good cruise. I love a good
Hmm.
cruise. What I always make sure that I do is I hit the upper deck every morning, either to walk or to run, just to get the fresh
Yeah.
air, to get the sights, to get the sun, get the vitamin D, and
Oh,
just get
you're
some movement
good.
in.
You're good, coach. She said, did you catch that? She said every morning. So my goal would be maybe just one day
Yeah.
trip, but that's good.
But you know what though? I didn't say it had to be early morning.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm setting my alarm because it's vacation. It's not like I'm setting
Mm-hmm.
my alarm. I'm like, you know what? Let me get up just because I know how good movement is for mental health and for relaxation. And that's part, since I'm there to relax, let me go ahead and just woosah. And typically I'm doing it with the people that I'm traveling with. Like, hey, let's just take a walk and talk. And we're typically just laughing and acting silly. If we're gonna laugh and act silly laid out later, why not laugh and act silly while we're walking? And then we go to breakfast. That's a
Mm-hmm.
shame because, depending on how hot it is, we might be a little sweaty at breakfast. But
Being mindful, but it's being
we
mindful to be active.
yeah, but we take our showers and then we just enjoy the rest of the day and
I'm
try to
hearing
walk as much as possible. Yeah.
I'm hearing simple tips to be active, and a
Yeah.
lot of things are being mindful.
Hmm.
Um,
And
so
intentional.
intentional. So I want to see if there are any questions for if you're watching. Feel free to come off of mute. You can ask your questions or put it in the chat. But Krystal has shared a few things, so I heard a couple of tips I want to reiterate.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of preparing, being mindful, being intentional of being uh, more physically active, right? Even if that means just doing a couple of squats while you're taking a water break or bathroom break. I love the naps. I get so many naps. That is my
Mm-hmm.
treat on vacation. So that's mental health too and self care.
Mm-hmm.
That power down piece.
Yep.
And a lot of and I heard you mention water, the importance of hydration. And actually, I want to highlight the importance of doing that even on the flight
Yes.
while you're
Oh,
up and wearing those compression socks
yes.
and moving your feet around just on the flight, especially if it's a long flight.
I actually get up and take walks on the plane. If my flight is long, if it's more than 4 or 5 hours, then I make sure I get up every hour and I walk around and then I'll go to the back, like where the flight attendants are, where the restrooms are, and I'll stretch a little bit. Just stretch out, just do calf stretches, do
Mm-hmm.
some quad stretches, stretch out my hamstrings, just so that we don't cramp up. Two, to keep that blood flowing so that we reduce the risk of blood clots because I actually know someone who I used to work out with at the gym, very healthy,
Mm.
very fit. She got off the plane. She had been sedentary the entire time, and a blood clot got her at the airport.
At the airport.
At the airport, as soon as she got
Um,
off the plane. And she was
really?
only 44, 45.
Oh my goodness.
Very healthy, very fit, but did not get up
Whew.
and move on the plane. So
Yeah.
getting up, moving your body, like you said, wearing the compression socks, even massaging your legs,
Mm-hmm.
doing some stretching. And if it's a good flight,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you have to look. But I've been on flights where they actually have in-flight stretching videos. So if you're watching a video
Mm-hmm.
on the plane,
Mm-hmm.
watching the movies, just scroll through and just see what they have. But I've been able to do some of
I'm gonna
those
do that.
in-flight stretches.
I love that. You have given
Yeah.
me a few tips. Shawnee, are you getting some tips here on some things you can do? I'm definitely going to do that my next flight. I'm going to look for it in flight. It's probably just on those certain longer flights.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but definitely will do that.
Oh, can I add something else too?
Absolutely.
This is something I travel with to make sure, because you mentioned hydration. As you see, I have to keep drinking my water. I drink a lot of water. They call me the water bully. I'm always drinking water. But
Mm,
when I travel, what I travel with are electrolyte packets. Like I typically use Propel because I love Propel, but
mm,
especially when you're in hotter climates, you
mm-hmm.
want to make sure that you're replacing those electrolytes from your sweating, and that's going to reduce your risk of cramping up and help you maintain your energy levels and keeping you hydrated. So I travel with a whole bunch of them, and I'm out there like open. I'm passing passing them out to
That
everybody
is
like
really
prepare
good.
for you, prepare for you. That and I also travel depending on how long I'm going to be gone. I'll
Mm-hmm.
also travel with branched chain amino acids. It's like my favorite
Oh,
recovery.
okay.
And so, especially if it's a very active day, and we've been doing a lot of walking, drinking that at the after the activity helps reduce soreness and
Hmm.
inflammation. So that helps you recover faster. So the next day you don't feel as tired. You're ready to get back in it.
Well, you just reassured me that I need to keep giving out my electrolyte packets
Oh,
because
yes.
I normally put two in my swag bags, but maybe
Mm-hmm.
I need more, one for every day. But I do love those too. You're right. Those are
Mm-hmm.
lifesavers when you're out
Yes.
there sweating and generally people are more active, I would say, on their vacations because they're getting out, they're doing things
Mm-hmm.
more. And so I think for me, what I realize is people get caught off guard. It kind of catches them off guard.
Yeah.
So I want to know, I know you developed a program that can kind of
Mm-hmm.
help people get fit within 90 days, I
Yes.
saw.
Yes.
So I want to hear a little bit more about that program, about how you can get fit, because this may be a good thing for people that are planning for next year
Yeah.
or their next special celebration. They want to get beach body ready. So,
That that part. So it's called Get Travel Fit. And what it is, it includes my shift coaching program. And inside of that, the whole goal is to give you all the things you need so that you don't have to worry about what exercises to do. You don't have to worry about what you should eat. And then also, I think most people know what they're supposed to do as far as dieting, eating. The biggest component of it is the accountability, the coaching aspect of it. That's why I always tell people, yes, I am a certified personal trainer, but I'm more of a coach because it's not just about telling you what to do. Let's talk about it because life be life. And so now we have this component where I send text messages every day. We do weekly check-ins. So now if you're confused about something, you get to come in and say, hey, this is where I'm going. These are the things that are planned on the itinerary. These are the restaurants. This is the type of food. What do you suggest that I eat? So now you get have someone holding your hand through the whole process to say, okay, all right, this is where you are. This is where you want to go. This is where you want to be. Let's work on it. And everything is body weight exercises. Is all low impact because look,
okay.
like you said, we all perimenopausal. And I focus on strength training because as we're in this phase, we have to focus on
Hmm.
strength training to build that
Hmm.
muscle. So it's really about helping you tone up, lose weight, get stronger, build your endurance so that when
Hmm.
you're out there, like I said, it's amazing to watch my clients on retreats because they're
Hmm.
so used to doing the workouts. And they always say, I just feel so much better being able to do these things on a retreat as opposed to just laying around. Because now you
Right.
feel like, you know what, this, and I don't like to say earned it, but it's just like, oh yeah, I've been able to walk around. I've been able to go everywhere because I've been doing this program. I've gotten my legs stronger. My lungs work better. My heart is stronger. So I don't feel as tired and as winded. So that's
That's
why all of
amazing.
that stuff is
Yeah.
included in there because you need all of it. It's not just diet, it's not just exercise. But it's really that component of the mindset to so that they can see how it all works together. And then prior to their own personal trips, they'll say, hey coach, this is where I'm going. And honestly, because they have
Hmm.
access to me via text, they
Uh-huh.
will text me menus at restaurants and say, hey,
Wow.
what should I get? What do you think about this? Or prior to going this, and this is where we were thinking about going. What do you suggest before I even get there? So
Wow.
it's a very holistic program to help you feel supported every step of the way. So, and for those, and it's a continuous program, but in 90 days, it's amazing how much progress you can make as far as
So
feeling confident. Yeah.
what I'm hearing is you offer a personal coaching
Yeah.
or personal sessions, it sounds like kind of one-on-one support tailored to that person's goal. Is that a
We
fair?
can. So it's a group program, but they do have
Okay.
direct access to me.
Okay,
They can
okay.
text me at any time and I text back. They email at any time. So there's no limit or restriction on how many times they can communicate. And we also have a private Facebook group. So they
That's
post
awesome.
messages in there. They have access to me 7 days a week.
No, I think that's great because if I could ask anybody, look at this menu, what should I get? Or, ooh, I'm thinking about this.
Yeah.
That's great. That's really valuable feedback. And
Yeah.
I'm already sitting here thinking like, my mama needs that. She needs, but she has to be ready. So
Yeah.
you have to have people that want to do things for themselves.
Absolutely.
I'm as I'm listening to you, I'm definitely thinking of how we can offer. that service for our clients, maybe do some group sessions for
Mm-hmm.
people preparing for a trip. But
Mm-hmm.
I do want to pause and see if there are any questions from the audience. Don't be shy. Feel free to ask any questions. I want to make sure we cover anything you want to talk about today.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, ladies. Thank you
Hi.
so much for the information. I really enjoyed. Um, so just really enjoyed the information that you shared. Um, because I do sometimes trying to stay on course
Mm-hmm.
with when traveling can be kind of tough. Can you provide more information about your coaching program? And you mentioned something earlier about amino acids. I think when you were talking
Yeah.
about the electrolyte packets, can you share a
Yes.
little bit more about that?
Yes, absolutely. And I want to say something too. I like to work with the ladies, like you said, 90 days prior to the trip. So that when
Mhm.
you get there, first of all, when you get there, it's such a habit and routine. Your body is used to moving and it wants to move. But you don't even have to think about it because what we also talk about is giving yourself grace. There's no such thing as perfection. So you work out the all the way up into your program, to your trip. If you go on vacation and just have a good time, that's fine because guess what? When you come back, we're just going to go right back to where you were, and your body is already in that routine, right? So what I mentioned as far as the branch chain amino acids, that's what they are. So you can find any of them. I personally like to get the powder form to drink it. The brand I use is I can't remember, but they're not paying us for it, so we're not gonna say anyway. Um, but I just like to drink it. So branch chain amino acids, what they do is they basically help repair your muscles after you drink it so that you don't feel sore. I'll tell you, it's so good. You know how everybody talks about the day after and 2 days after leg day where
Mm-hmm.
you can barely walk. With those branch chain amino acids, you don't feel that.
Hmm.
You can tell that you still did a workout. You can feel a little sore, but it's definitely not as bad as it would be without. So, and also, so did Shantae, do you have a specific question about the program? Because I could tell you all about it. And oh, I didn't get to tell you we do. You see, I pulled the mic. We do monthly expert trainings because, like I said, I believe in being holistically healthy.
Mhm.
So every month we're talking about a different topic. Sometimes I'm the expert, and a lot of times I bring experts in. So whether you struggle with your sleep, I had sleep experts, chiropractor, gynecologist, managing pain on your own. We actually just talked about eating healthy while you're traveling. Um, we did a goal
Yeah.
setting session. So every month there's something else. And then I also have a yoga instructor who does yoga every other Monday. And then I also do a live workout. And inside of the app, you get 5 workouts a week. We keep track of your account of your progress. So on Sundays, post your measurements, post your pictures, and then by Tuesday, I'll provide a comparison picture from the week before so you can see the progress
Hmm.
that
Mhm.
you've made. Because a lot of times people focus on that scale, and even if the numbers aren't moving, I guarantee your body is changing. So that's why that component is so important because I have clients who didn't lose a pound, but if I showed you the pictures, and I actually might, I'm gonna pull one up. Most people think that they lost 20 to 30 pounds. So that's why that component is super important because if
Hmm.
you don't have someone telling you, like, no, you're making progress and you're just stepping on the scale, and you
Mhm.
don't see it moving, then you might give up on yourself because you don't have somebody that telling you like, oh no, 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 you're doing great. You're doing great. That's why I don't even have my clients weigh themselves. I couldn't care less about that number on the scale. Let's focus on your energy level. Let's focus how you're sleeping. Let's focus on um if your clothes are fitting differently. Those are the things that we're looking for. And I'm
Yeah, I
about
was
to.
going to ask you about the accountability, well, the price, of course, but then also the accountability
Oh
portion of
yeah.
it. Is that with the Sunday check-in piece?
So yes, that includes is all the things. I'm gonna actually show you this picture really quickly.
And Shantae, can you see in the chat? I put a link in the chat.
Um, okay, I see it. Thank you.
Yep.
And so what it is, it's 249 a month.
Mhm.
And that includes all the things. Am I able to share? Okay, there we go. So this is the client I was saying about. Look at her body. Look how many inches she lost, how
Okay.
much she toned up, and she didn't lose not 1 pound.
Oh, wow.
That's the exact same weight.
Mhm.
And so that's why I say we focus more in my program, focus more on the habits. Let's focus on drinking water. Let's focus on sleeping. Let's focus on logging your foods. And then you'll see your body's going to change whether the scale changes or not. So it's 249 a month, but if you decide you want to do it quarterly, the 90 days, then you get to save. It's only 218 a month, but it is billed quarterly. So it's I believe it's
Mhm.
655. But it includes, in
Right.
addition to all of those things, I also
Mhm.
text my clients at least 4 days a week. I mean, 4 times a day.
Mhm.
So their
That's
tips,
accountability. Did you do
yes.
the
So
workout? Let
I'm
me.
reminding them like, hey, did you drink your water? Hey, did you do your workout yet? Hey, go ahead and
Mhm.
pull out your workout
I
clothes for
need
tomorrow so you
that.
can remove that excuse. Hey, how many vegetables have you had today? Hey, as a matter of fact, give me 10 squats right now. So it can be a little bit of everything. And even just I do encouragement to just remind them that today may have been a rough day, but that's okay. We have tomorrow. So
Mhm.
there's a lot that goes into it, and it truly is because I only focus on women.
Mhm.
It has become a family. So every Saturday morning we do an hour-long Q&A session on at 9 o'clock of
Mhm.
Central. And it's just a time for us to talk about what's going on in life because it's not just diet and exercise. If these two things aren't aligned, everything else that I ask you to do is not going to work anyway. Because you know you should work out, you know what you should and shouldn't eat, right? But it's
Mhm.
really let's have that conversation about what your relationship with food is like and why you haven't worked out in a while. What's been holding you back from that? What's been your perceived barrier so that we can get around that? And even if we take it slowly, and I'll tell you this, I'm very unconventional,
Mhm.
non-traditional. I have honestly prescribed for my clients to take a shot of tequila and watch trashy TV
Wow.
because she was stressed. Okay, let's
Mhm.
decompress. Go take your shot of tequila, stop everything you're doing for the night, sit
Mhm.
down and watch some trashy TV. I can make some recommendations if you need it. And then
Right.
tomorrow, let's get back to it.
Get back
And
focused.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
and it works,
Love
but
it.
it's
Mhm.
really about the relationships that we build to get an idea of understanding what works for them. I prescribe buffalo wings. Ma'am, get your buffalo wings, but let's just do half of it today, do the other half tomorrow. If I
Mhm.
say you can go ahead, well, can, but go ahead and get some wings. Can we add a little bit of broccoli with it? How about that? You still get your wings?
Right.
And see, that's what I like about Coach Krystal. She is down to earth, makes it realistic because we are human, but little changes make a big deal, and that health and quality of life at the end of the day, you be able to have the energy to keep moving and enjoy whatever it is that you want to do on your trip.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, take a look at the website. There's a lot included, and I didn't realize it was an app on the phone. But
Mm-hmm.
I heard workout plans for busy women.
Yeah.
The meal plans itself, I'm really curious about that. I think that'll be great. So I need that. The ongoing support, the coaching and accountability, the group. I need that.
Yeah.
I need you to say, parents, have you done your 10 squats today?
And
Mhm.
I will sometimes I'll put in a text message, do not ignore me. Do your 10 squats. Let me know, did
Oh.
you do them? And even when you talked about the app, inside of
Mhm.
the app, there are communities. So people get to see, hey, Paris just completed this workout. Hey, Shantae just walked 2 miles, and people are high-fiving each other. And they'll say like, oh, I saw Paris just completed her 50th workout. And I was like, shoot, let me get up and do my workout. So it's great to be able for them to be able to support and encourage each other
Mhm.
inside of the app. And then I also do challenges in there. So sometimes I'll encourage them to sleep more, to log their meals more. And for each challenge that you complete, then you get entered into a raffle. So then I just send them all types of free swag and stuff.
Mhm.
I enjoy my ladies. If you can't tell, we have
I
so
can
much fun
tell.
together.
Sounds
and,
like it.
and the aunties are something. That's why I call them the aunties are the ones.
Well, listen, this sounds great. Shantae, do you have any more questions for Coach Krystal?
I think I'm good. I definitely will check out the link. Let me make sure I clicked on it. Hold on.
Oh
Okay, I
yeah,
have
tell your
the
friend.
link. I think it's
Listen,
already.
she has just a few spots available in her group coaching class. But again, I want to bring this to my community because I want you guys thinking about your health and getting ahead of it. So that Shantae, we can start planning us a trip next year, right? Or I look forward to hearing more
We
about
need
where
to. I
you.
turn 50 next year.
Hey, me
Okay,
too.
So, oh, do you? Oh,
happy
awesome.
Yeah.
birthday.
76
Okay,
baby.
well
Huh?
we got to
I said
get
you're
travel
76 baby.
ready.
Oh yeah, the 76 babies are showing up.
We are. We absolutely are. So I'm in the middle of, I guess, deciding what I want to do, but I definitely want travel to be a part of it.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
So
you got to
I'm
travel.
thinking
Look,
about the cruise route more so, but just think I'm ironing that part out. I turned 50 in July, so I know time is
oh,
getting short for me to make some decisions around exactly, what I want to do because, of
mhm.
course I know people plan, definitely usually more than a year out for certain types of trips.
Well,
So.
a cruise, we can make that happen for next summer for sure. But I would
Mhm.
say let's start planning now.
hmm
So
Mhm.
I'm happy to chat with you about it. And it's a great time to start to get in shape for that big celebration. But
Mhm.
listen, I do
Yes.
celebratory trips, so I'll be happy to you too, Crystal. I hope you're doing something big and some special.
I've been trying. So
We
what my
gotta
friends
celebrate. That's a golden. I need
I
gold.
know, but the thing is, we're trying to figure out because I'm fortunate enough to have a few different friend circles. So it's a matter of because
Hey.
the friends that I grew up with, we
Mhm.
celebrate all of the major milestones together, right? And so typically, for each person's birthday, we would celebrate something, celebrate them individually. But for the big ones, we try to do one collective trip. So we've been thinking about it, but then my other friends here that I'm very close with, they're
Mhm.
planning 50s too. So I'm trying to figure out how I can get everybody on
Yeah.
one trip. So
Yeah.
it's a matter of when. So I know my girlfriends at home, we're okay with just picking a random date that celebrates everybody. But I think the people here sort of want to do it closer to their birthday. So I'm just trying to figure out, but if something's gonna happen and you will know about
Okay.
it
Well,
because
you should
Absolutely.
celebrate. Both of you should celebrate throughout the year. And
yes.
that
Oh,
means you got to be energized. And I know Crystal's going to be ready to,
look,
to, to party throughout the year, every month.
prepare to be sick of me. Because I tell everybody now when people they talk about the age, I'm like, I'm 48 and a half. Give me my half.
Mhm.
Just like when I was 7 and a half and I was 9 and a half, because somebody didn't get this day. So
Mm,
Right.
I'm not going to lie about my age. I take all the days,
you're
all
right
the
about
days.
that. You're
All
right
the days.
about
And
that.
Miss
It's a
Shantae, that
blessing.
link that you clicked on is taking you to the Get Travel Fit so that you
Mhm.
have the information. But if you have any questions about it, please don't
Yeah.
hesitate to email me. You can email me at K Taylor. And actually, I'm putting it in the chat for you. K
Okay.
Taylor, fitness is not a game. And then I'll know that you came from Posh Getaways, so I'll
Mhm.
know
Mhm.
exactly who you are. So we can talk about it so I can answer any
Yeah.
questions you may have.
Okay, so I've noted. Let me see if I can click on
And I'll
K
tell you
Taylor
this
Awesome.
too.
Fitness. Uh-huh.
Something else that I found that works, especially as you're considering planning your trip next year with Posh Getaways, start thinking about the people that you want to go with you
Mhm.
and then having them to do it with you. Like, because
Mm,
the events and the trips that I have with my clients, they all say, okay, this is our goal. And they start holding each other accountable,
Mhm.
challenging each other. So if you already have an idea of the people that you want to go with you, definitely start asking like, "Hey, this is where I want to go. What
great
do you all
point.
think?" And then let's
Mhm.
all get fly together, so we can be in
Yep.
these pictures
Love it.
looking good together.
Mhm.
That's,
Because what
that's
I don't
right.
want is nobody hiding in the back or like I take the picture. No, be in the
Right.
picture. I want people fighting to be in the middle, well, next to you because it's your birthday, so you get to be in the middle. But I want everybody like I'm standing next to it and everybody pose it out.
Wow. Yeah.
Shantae, if you, depending on the timing, we're going to Greece in September and
Oh,
we do a flying dress
the
photo
flying
shoot.
dress.
So listen,
September of
you got to
next
get
year or
ready
this
for
year?
that
Next year or next year, month of
next
September?
year. Well, we got it this September too, but yeah, we're doing it again next September too.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible.
But thank you, Crystal Taylor, so much
Oh,
for coming and dropping some gems,
my pleasure.
sharing a lot. And I feel like we just touched just the tip
Uh,
of the iceberg.
yeah.
So I hope this was valuable for you all and you all that are watching on replay. If you have a question later, absolutely leave a comment and we'll be happy to get back to you. But please check out the information for her Get Travel Fit program. Again,
Mhm.
it's in I put it in the chat. Space is limited, but there's a lot of value
Yeah.
included in this program that's geared to have you be energized, confident, and hopefully stress free and feeling better as well. So I
Yeah.
learned a lot, even with the amino acids.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to talk some more
Yeah.
about that. But thank you
Okay.
again so much for being here today, Krystal. Any closing words before we wrap up?
I will say this. Start now. Start now. We think about next year. Oh, I'm gonna get ready next year. But that puts a lot of stress on the body to say, oh, I have to get ready by this time, as opposed to starting now and just building that routine and feeling confident so that you know that when your trip comes, you're already good. You're already in a groove, as opposed to feeling as if you have to ramp it up and do more. You're already giving yourself that runway so that you can feel more comfortable and more relaxed as you work towards your goals, as opposed to saying, I want to lose this much within 90 days. Say, you know what? I'm going to give some time, give
Mhm.
myself some time and do it in a healthy manner. Because when we rush it, that's when we make unhealthy decisions and we
Mhm.
risk the chance of injury. So when we're just saying, you know what, I'm doing it, I'm just going to follow a program and I'm just going to work towards it, it just makes it a lot easier. And you are that I'm telling you, the confidence, oh, that's the kicker right there. When you
Right.
just carry yourself differently because you
Mhm.
know you've been working on yourself for these 3, 6, 9 months. And it's not just a phase just for the trip. It's healthier living. So that's what
Point
I would say.
taken. I thank you so much. I really appreciate what you shared.
You're
And
very
thank you,
welcome.
Paris, for hosting this.
Thank you. Thanks for joining. I appreciate you spending your evening with us today. So we'll be back again. We'll have a different topic next month. But thanks for tuning in, and I will send out a replay. And again, I'll share Crystal's information as well. So you
Mhm.
guys take care. Thanks for tuning in, and again, thanks Crystal for joining us this evening.
Oh, thank you for having me again.
I look forward to more.
Okay. Oh, me too.
All right, y'all. Y'all take care.
Bye-bye.
Good
Bye.
night.